Our third lesson today is this, write this down. Whenever God tests, trust. See that moment that Gideon had on the bank of that river? Gideon, do you trust me? Send those men home. Send those men home. Do what I tell you to do. But God, I can't. I need every single one of them. Send them home. But God, I need that money in order to give it all. Yeah, but you gave me this promise and this is the money I have in the bank. It's gonna give it. It is more important that you do what God tells you to do than it is for you to always look like you've got it together in the natural. Because there will be times in God that He will ask you to risk it all. Give it all. Everything you've attained to win the victory for Him. And it's a test. If He tests you, trust Him. If He takes it away from you, trust Him. If He sits you down, trust Him. God, what are you doing? The last, and I believe one of the greatest points for 2018 that we need to know is this. Whatever God gives you, take. Whatever He gives you, take. Listen, don't limit God. There might be seasons in your life when you are believing for an opportunity to happen. And you think, if God, I'm praying and I'm giving and I'm sowing and your promise is gonna come through, it's gonna look like that. That's what my promise is gonna look like. And He's like, oh good, then I know what not to make it look like. I'm just gonna mess that picture up. It's not gonna look anything like that. If God had given me what I expected and what I sowed towards and wanted, oh my God, it wouldn't be nearly what I have today. Why? Because the expectation that I set is here. It's my human ability. But the Bible says that God's expectations and His ways are what? His thoughts are what? His ways are always. So what I set for myself is good, but what God sets for me is great. Great promises, great results. God's gonna do it in your life this year. And whatever He brings you, take it. See the hand of God in every good thing that comes through your life. And you know what? Dare I say even some of the bad things. Things that look like a setback. Things that look like, I didn't sow for that. God, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, but it's part of the process. It's part of the picture. It's part of the promise. Some of you are gonna have to let go of some comfort zones. Some places where you thought God was in and He's going, I'm doing a new thing. I'm not in that anymore. Come find me over here. It's gonna take a brand new obedience. It's gonna take a brand new perspective. Doing a new thing. Wow, why is it so hard to let go, especially the older you get? Why is it so hard to let go of what you're comfortable with? You know why? Because what we're comfortable with is wrapped up in our identity and what we built. And God is saying, I'm gonna tear all that down. I'm building it. It's mine. Let me have it all. Man, God is in this room today. You know, I just want to encourage you. Gideon thought God had forgotten him. We all face our own levels of fear and intimidation and separation and feelings of abandonment at all kinds, some in the flesh, some with God. We all feel those same emotions, all of us. The person at the top of their game that's got it all together, the person that's not, we all still feel the same. But the same God that delivered Gideon wants to deliver you. The same God that fought the battle for Gideon wants to fight the battle for you. Here's the promise. He's already fought it. He's already won. You're already victorious. It's done, but where it's difficult is when you're having to wait for the promise of it to come through. But God is in that. That's where He is. He's in the waiting. He's in the waiting period. Pastor Steve used to preach this. Seed, time, and harvest. But how many of you remember how he used to preach it? He'd go, seed, time, and then he'd run out of breath and go, harvest. We all want to sow the seed. It's exciting. We all want the harvest, but it's that.